Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome, folks.
Welcome to the about to be hurricane ravaged Florida.
Yes, but I'm hoping, Jeff, it does that 90-degree turn and it heads someplace south of us. I feel sorry for those folks if it does, because that's what it did a few years back when it hit Punta Gorda. That was a bad one.
Yeah, this one is it's due to come in about, I think, Taylor County. The coast is probably 45 miles from me, so it's going to be coming right over me on Wednesday. But it'll be a lot less once it gets over me.
Yeah, I just hope it wears out really quick and it doesn't hurt us. Maybe tears up the beach a little bit, uncovers some gold, some silver, some cool stuff. And I got comments on my shirt already. I look Sprite. Thank you, Louise.
That's right. And hopefully it will move a lot of sand.
Yes.
Because we'll be on the 11th, we'll be coming to you from St. Pete Beach.
Yes, so you're going to be on there, and send me the link because I'll be over there too at the beach.
Yep, we're going to be on the beach. Unfortunately, I won't get to hunt that day because of driving down and this and that and the other thing. But the rest of the week, I'll be out neck deep in the Gulf of Mexico, God willing. And if it's not too rough, and we're going to be honored with a couple from the D5. They'll be down there.
Well, that's awesome. We're going to have a good time for sure. And I did want to tell folks that if they're in the Tampa Bay area, they should join the West State Metal Detecting Club or the Suncoast Research and Recovery Club, because I know the Tampa Club has got DACA is going to come out to their end of the year club hunt and picnic, and that's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, what's the date on that?
The date. Am I frozen, Jeff?
No.
Well, maybe that's your computer, Josh, because I'm live streaming.
You're live and well.
I'm alive and well. December the 3rd is the date, and they just have to be a paid member. To be a paid member and do the hunt and picnics, $45. So you can't go wrong because they're giving away a legend, some other NACA prizes, and they're putting about $2,000 in silver and prizes in the ground. So
the star stage screen, and even has a Hollywood star, Big Papi, the Sazich King, will be there. And he might have a Sazich.
Yes, he'll be there for sure.
He might have a Sazich. Well, I guess we probably had better do our housekeeping.
Oh, yes, I'm sorry. I got a little long-winded because of the hurricane.
A lot of wind.
A lot of wind. Okay, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure, and the views and thoughts and opinions expressed by the Treasure Talk members and guests belong solely to the member and guest, and not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin. Yes. And the most important part, the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting in all forms, and to educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And that's what we're going to do tonight, isn't it, Jeff?
Yes, it is indeed. We are going to have a really, really good show tonight, but something I need to tell everybody. Now, next Monday night is Labor Day, and we are not going to be on the air. We're taking the night off. As it turns out, for the rest of this year, for the holidays, Christmas Day is a Monday, and so is New Year's Day. So there'll be no show either one of those days. Everybody just chill with your family, but we'll be back at it every other time. So this Monday night, Labor Day, we're taking off, and it will be off on Christmas Day and New Year's Day.
Yes, for sure. We're going to have fun, and maybe I'll get to do some detecting on those Mondays.
You never can tell. You never can tell. Uh,
Everybody,
here's a comment for you.
everybody likes my shirt tonight, so I'll let everybody see it. I think it looks like a Captain Fismer shirt. But Sam Truckley, Jocelyn, have you been dressing your man snazzy? She always dresses me. People know that.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So I think we need to get into the show. I think we lost our guest.
Oh, come back. Come back.
He will be back. Well, we might as well just blather on a little bit. He was
Well,
here and then he went away. I think he was having some internet problems. Um, so everybody likes your shirt.
hey, Jeff, I've been doing some housekeeping here at the shop. And while we're waiting for our guests to come back on, I'll let folks know that if they know somebody who wants a Equinox 600, I've stocked the 7 and 900 because they're more waterproof now.
Mm-hmm.
Also, the 700 comes with the wireless headphones. But if you know somebody who wants a 600, I have one of those left in the box, and that would be $529. So that would be a special price for it. Don't tell mine that, or they'll be calling me on the phone yelling at me for saying that. But
Well, it is what it is.
I got a special on that one there. But and then we do have, of course, behind me. You see the manticores there. We got those, and the folks that I know have been using those on the beaches in my area anyway, because they bring in their stuff and have to rub it in my face. All the gold they're finding.
Yeah.
I've done really well with manticore. So
Well, our guest is back.
if I don't have it, no one needs it. Lewis,
If Phil doesn't have it in stock, you don't need it.
yes, you are dressing me, Chaz. Yes, we know that.
Okay, our guest is back.
Well, let's bring him in.
All right, let's everybody. This is going to be interesting. He's really a interesting fellow. Does a lot of really cool stuff. So let's bring on our guest tonight, Travis Wyatt, the Crik Diggers.
Crik Digger.
Hey, Travis.
How is it going, brother men and sister ladies?
It is going good.
We're doing awesome here, even though we're ready for the big storm to hit. So, Travis, real quick, tell the folks where you're located at and the name of your YouTube channel.
All right. I'm located in Lonaconee, Maryland. It's a little coal mining town in western Maryland. And I run Crik Diggers Incorporated on YouTube now for about 8 years.
Okay.
I try to put out a new video every Sunday or Monday, depending on how much footage I have at the time.
Okay. And now you're located in an old coal mining town. Is that what you said?
Yes, sir. It was established in the late 1700s. A lot of the area around here has been mined, unfortunately, so it's real hard to find bottle dumps, but there are a few out there.
Okay. And have you metal detective? Have you found any tokens from your area?
Yes, sir. I have. I found tokens from my area and the small surrounding towns around here. And I've also found a sutler token, which was Union currency used during the Civil War. And the particular one that I found says L. Lang Sutler. It is it's the 12th Cavalry Regiment out of Pennsylvania.
Okay.
And from doing research and talking to a few people, it's only the 4th one known to exist.
Oh,
So pretty significant find. This year I found a live artillery shell, Union Parrot shell, digging with my buddy Wayne, and had it disarmed and professionally electrolysed and waxed and everything. and it looks absolutely beautiful.
Yeah, how did they disarm it?
So the guy soaked it in water to, I guess, to get everything real wet and moist, and then he slowly drilled down through the tip of it to uncover the gunpowder, and then he would soak it a little bit longer, and then he just got down to where he could pour the gunpowder out of it. And then after it was disarmed that way, then he put it in an electrolysis tank, which removes all the rust from it. I don't know if you've seen that process, but it's real cool.
Oh yeah,
And then he put it in some kind of a wax bath, which sealed it so it can never rust again. It's like basically brand new.
yeah. It's pretty incredible they could do that. I would never want to try to disarm a shell like that myself. So leave that.
No, sir. When I talked to him on the phone, though, he told me he had done hundreds of them, hundreds. So he knew what he was doing. Really, really cool guy from Winchester, Virginia, is where I took it down to.
Oh, okay, cool. So in your town, you found like the coal mine script tokens that they would give to the miners.
Yes, sir. I've got coal miner script tokens. I've got some Masonic tokens from the Masons around here. I've
Yeah,
got like the little store tokens that were good for merchandise and stuff like that.
yeah.
Yeah, I found some really neat stuff around this area, as well as bottles too.
Oh yeah, that's cool. The tokens. I've always been interested in tokens because a lot of times you get towns that are not um, are not there anymore, like ghost towns and whatnot. And the scripts tokens, they were not as popular as coins, for sure. There wasn't that many of them made, so they can be a lot rarer than the coins. Because like the key date for Mercury dime, there was 416,000 of them. But tokens, there might have only been a couple thousand made or 5,000 made, so they can be very rare. Looks like we got a question up from Ricky T. Are you related to George Wyatt?
We've talked about that. There's never been like an ancestry thing done, but he is. I mean, we do a lot of things that are alike, and we've talked. He wants to get a hold of me for some reason. Right before I left for my New Jersey trip, he messaged me and said he
Okay.
wanted to talk to me about something here in the near future. So I don't know what's going on, but hopefully I can do some collabing with him and Ringer. That'd be
Yeah,
awesome.
yeah. We got a question from Tom Becker also, and he's asking, what are most of the tokens made of in your area, the ones you found?
Either aluminum or brass usually is what they're made out of. Now I have one Masonic token that's made out of copper.
Yeah, I found some like here in Florida that made out of brass. Some of them are made out of aluminum. I've got some from a ghost town, Centralia. They were a brass ring. It was a logging town, and there was a brass ring, but then they had an aluminum disc in the middle of them. Most of the time, that disc disappears or gets ate up. But
That's
yeah,
very cool, man. I've never dug in Centralia before.
yeah, and it looks like where did you had another question, Joseph? Yeah, we got that.
Any gold?
Yes, that one.
Yes, I have. Actually, this year when I was up with my brother man Will on Tillman Island, the people's house that we were staying at, I was metal detecting their yard, and I found a gold man's wedding band, and it ended up being the guy that was the homeowners after 15 years had lost it. And they didn't even tell me about it or anything, but it was pretty wild. It's on my YouTube channel. I returned it, fit right on his finger. It was a happy moment.
Oh, I bet you was. I like it. I like returning the rings. I like it when you can make them cry.
Yes,
You
sir.
can make them
Absolutely.
cry when they get that back. It's priceless for sure. And it's not mean, Jocelyn. If you can make a man cry when you give him his band back, you've done something.
Absolutely, brother, man. I've also found a 18 karat leaf brooch in a farm field. It's really, really neat. I bottle digging. I found a gold diamond ring this year in a place that I call Treasure Creek.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I'm thinking that it was part of a little sewing kit because it had these little vials of these little teeny tiny colored beads. I found 2 of them full of those little beads with it.
Oh,
And then
cool.
like sewing spindles and stuff. So that's also all on my YouTube channel if you guys want to check that stuff out.
Yeah.
Ventured into the mines.
Yeah, that's what Digging Canucks asking. Have you gone into any of the mines?
I have. I've gone into a few of them. Most of them they have blowed up like inside and knocked down like big walls and stuff, so you can't go real deep in them, or they're barricaded off at the very very entrance. But I've been in a few of them, and it's been a while. But I do have some of that content on my YouTube channel as well.
Cool. Now, what gear are you using? What detector are you using?
Right now, I'm currently running a Nocta Impact Pro, and I absolutely love it.
Okay.
It's got a thing called deep mode. It goes down about 2 feet, and it'll really pick them signals out, even like little teeny tiny ones. I found my first trime this year with it, and absolutely amazing. I love that thing. I also have a Garrett AT Max that I use for my water detector, but I'm still learning how to do that. I'm not very good at it.
Well, you're water hunting in rivers and streams, or
Yes, sir. And rivers and streams and trying to move those rocks and find your signal and stuff. My goodness, it's tough.
Yeah, well, you do a lot of bottle digging in the creeks and stuff, don't you?
Yes, sir. Bottle digging is actually my main thing that I do 3-4 times a week. And then usually when the farmers plow their fields and stuff is when I get out and start doing a little detecting. But yeah, I do more so bottle digging.
Well, you're a bottle digger too, aren't you, Phil? Now, I have not done that.
yes, I liked bottle digging when I was in Maryland, which I was over in Baltimore County as a kid. I That's how I got my start, was in bottles, digging bottles. But it was a little easier up there because we just went where the old house. You could tell where the old house was in the middle of the field, and we just go for the tree line and just be digging around in there, poking around, and eventually you find it. Find
Oh
some.
yeah, oh yeah. That's where the old bottle dumps are at.
We just threw them in the woods, and we didn't have to go far. Or there was one area that had a stream, and they would have dump right next to the stream. I couldn't understand why they would put the dump right by the stream. It just didn't make any sense to me. But
Do
yeah, I
you
love.
know do you know why they did it now?
No, tell me.
Okay, so the reason being was they were expecting when it flooded, the waters would come up and wash all that crap downstream, and then they wouldn't have to worry about it. So
Yeah,
basically, it was like a free trash takeaway day, and
yeah.
then they continue putting stuff there through, and that's why you find it, scattered all down the river. It's basically like a trail that will lead you straight to the dump. You just follow it up the river. When you stop seeing glass, you went too far, turn around, go back, start fanning out on the sides, and you'll find the main source.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty interesting. And then down here in the Tampa area, most of the dumps were trench dumps. Or they dig a big or wagon dump, whatever you want to call it. They dig a big trench and then they just dump the stuff in from the city. And of course, they had trash pits and privies, but it was different digging, down 5 and 6 feet, getting bottles than finding it right on close to the top of the ground.
And now they
Right.
throw it out the window of their car.
Pardon, Jeff, I couldn't hear you, buddy.
Now they just throw it out the window of their car.
Oh yeah, throw it out.
Yeah.
That's the bad thing. Yes, of course we don't want those bottles anyway.
No, definitely not.
Yeah.
I don't know if they'll ever be considered treasures to anybody.
No, because there's a gazillion of them made. So, what is your favorite bottle you've dug?
Favorite bottle that I have ever dug? Probably my Ravenna, Ohio fruit jar. It's a barrel fruit jar, iron panel, wax sealer, and it is embossed Ravenna airtight fruit jar from Ravenna, Ohio. It's very rare. It's like a teal and green mixed color. And in the red book, its value is 5,800 and up.
Oh, geez. That's a nice find.
Yeah, that came out of a privy, a little woodline privy in a little town of Piedmont, West Virginia. It
Okay.
used to be a gentleman's town, but now it's kind of slummy and run down. But a lot of the privies are still there, so
Oh, that's cool.
that's where you find the good stuff in the privies of these old towns. That I mean, they may not be the best neighborhoods nowadays, but the houses and the privies are still there usually.
Okay. It looks like Jeff posted the Mumbles Man's question of the week every week. What's your most unusual find?
Most unusual find. Well, I don't know if you guys just seen the most not most recent, but probably about 2 months ago. Again, I was up on Tillman Island, and we were digging a permission that I got behind the Undertaker's house that used to be the Undertaker of the island back in the 1800s. And I dug up a bunch of bones wrapped in a blanket about 5 feet down. It ended up being a dog, but at the time I was pulling all those bones, I was real unsure.
Yeah, that's a little creepy.
Yeah, a lot freaky.
Yeah, it was. It was really close to calling the police. I didn't know. I didn't know what was going to come up next until I seen a canine tooth, and that's what sealed it for me.
Yeah, yeah, it's interesting.
Dang. Jeez.
But I found a lot of unusual things. I have found an 1851 officer's saber belt plate or saber plate with the eagle on it and everything in a bottle dump, in like a turn of the century bottle dump at that.
Yeah, somebody probably was using it and discarded it and ended up in the trash.
I don't know if you guys saw last week's episode, but I was digging at this place that I call the hotel dump, which is basically like you're talking about, a big trench dump. It had like a wagon road meandering around it, and they would just get right beside it and just throw everything off the wagon down into the trench.
Yeah.
Well, I was digging down in there, and I found a saber sword, an officer's saber sword with the handle that goes around your knuckles and everything. And I took it to the Dig It Dude event and was showing it to some of the experts there. And they're thinking it could either be 1600s into the early 1800s.
Dang, that's pretty good.
It looked like my buddy Joe Busy's asking, have you ever done a Coca-Cola Hutch?
Not yet, Joe. Unfortunately, they didn't make that here in this area, brother. I got to travel up north to try to find something like that, which I do plan on doing. But I have found what's called a double diamond Coca-Cola, which was only made in Cumberland, Maryland, and Toledo, Ohio. And I have dug every single color of the Cumberland, Maryland one and the Amber Toledo. So I've fulfilled that run, and that's tough. Those are like $1,000 bottles each.
Oh, no. Are they straight-sided, not the hobble skirt?
They're not hobble skirt. They're straight-sided Cokes, and they have a double diamond embossed on them, and then inside the diamond, Coca-Cola Bottling Company, Cumberland, Maryland, or Toledo, Ohio.
Oh,
They say Coca-Cola on the base. They come in, the most common color is amber, like a honey amber, but even that's like $850 in the Coke book. And then the next one would be aqua, which there's only like 3 known of those, and then clear. And there's only like 2 known of those, and I've got them.
Nice. So do you sell any of your bottles or you just keep them?
Well, at first I was selling when I was just doing this as a hobby. But then when the COVID thing happened a couple years ago, I lost my job as a supervisor. So I started figuring out a way to do this full time. So now I actually run 2 to 3 auctions a week. Wednesday, I call my Dug night. So anything I dig from the last week that you see on the video, if I'm not keeping it, I usually put it in my auctions. Plus, me and the wife go out antiquing. She finds things on eBay, and we go to estate sales and live auctions online and stuff. So Saturday night is pretty much our high-end night. We usually start around 7:30, 8 o'clock. and I put a 2-minute timer up. Basically, the bids start, and whenever the time runs out, I call zero, and then at the end of zero, whoever's got the high bid at that point wins. It's
Now,
really, really cool,
is
really
it,
competitive, and a lot of people have a lot of fun.
is it on your website, or where are you doing that at?
I do it live streaming on my YouTube channel.
Oh, okay. All right. So give them the YouTube channel again. 'Cause
Crik
people are,
Diggers Incorporated, baby. Check it out, guys. I'm
yeah.
I'm close to 17,000 subs, so let's get it.
Yeah, okay, that is a good question. Both Jocelyn and Jeff got this one from Digging Canuck. How do you clean your bottles?
Well, I actually made a tutorial on that about 2 videos ago. If you guys want to watch that, also on my YouTube channel. But I use cut copper pellets that I get from jardoctor.com. I don't know if you guys have heard of that, but they come in like a big Gatorade container. And basically, I'll fill up the bottle about halfway, maybe a quarter way full with the copper. And then I'll put just regular water, lukewarm water, just over top the copper. And I'll cup the top of it with my hand and just shake it. Shake it, turn it a little bit, and shake it for about maybe 10, 15 seconds. And then dump it out, rinse it out, and it's done. And for the outside, I use just regular like steel wool that you wash your dishes with. Gets all the rust and all the dirt and everything off real nice. And then I just use an old toothbrush for the embossing part. And they come out like brand new most of the time.
Oh, no kidding. So that's like they sell those bottle tumblers.
See, I have one of those too, a professional tumbler I do for clients and high-end bottles that have like a sickness, we call it, where they have that haze inside that you can't wash out. And what it does is it cuts a microscopic layer of glass off the bottle inside and out at the same time, and then polishes it back up and makes it look like brand new again.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen some of those bottles that have been cleaned and polished like that, and it's
That process usually takes about 9 to 10 days though per bottle, so it's a way slower process.
Yeah, but you're saying the way you're doing it by hand makes them look good too, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Check out like the video a couple days ago. It's got on the screen how to clean your own bottles on the thumbnail. Check that out, guys, and it's really, really helpful. It's the easiest way that I've found and the quickest.
Right. And how did you come up with your name, Crik Diggers?
Well, I live in Lonaconing, and they basically call us Crik Rats because we live on George's Creek. And the local school is the Crik Rats. That's their mascot or whatever. So I just went along with it. Me and my buddy Zach, who's no longer with us anymore, unfortunately, and another guy who's no longer in my group. But we came up with the name, and that's basically what it's been ever since.
Oh, okay.
And yeah, I like it, and I'm gonna keep it that way.
Well, you dig a lot of creeks.
I do dig a lot of cricks. I love it. It's refreshing, and usually it keeps the bottles like pristine condition.
Well, they get stuck in the mud, and they're not tumbling all along like some of the others, and they're closer to the surface. How deep do you have to go in the creeks to get these?
You usually do got to go underneath of what I call a cap. So anywhere from 3 to 5 feet, usually on the side of the bank into the bank. I've even seen it where they go down into the creek, where it's like, the creek after time has eroded so much that it's covered up part of the dump.
Right.
Or it's actually shrunk and then, then taking part of the dump with it. But yeah, it's different. I've also dug, creek dumps that go down 20 feet. So you just never know how big the bank is or how deep the actual creek is, how long they've been using it. If they had machinery in there at any point in time, there's a lot of different factors to take into account. But yeah, usually you do got to dig down a couple feet anyway to get to the better stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I got a couple questions, and one is reference to your digging down 20 feet. This is from Stacy R. She says, "How deep do you dig the privy holes, and how do you make sure the walls don't collapse?"
Well, the privies are actually pretty geniusly made. In my area, a lot of the masons came in from Germany to work the coal mines and on the railroads and stuff, and they're all master masons. So a lot of the privies around my area are what's called stone line. It's stacked stone, and basically you just dig down. It's like a big treasure box, and you do got to dig it out to the bottom because that's when they started it at the very bottom. That's what you want to go for is the oldest age. But usually the walls and stuff are still intact, really nice. Once I get down past 10 foot, I'll wear a hard hat and have a bucket with a rope, having my buddy pull it up and stuff, monitoring the hole. But I've dug over 600 privies, and I've never ever had one compromise or cave in or anything like that.
Yeah, I
Dump
think
digging is more dangerous than privy digging, in my opinion.
yeah, and I think that the ground you're on is different. Like you couldn't do that here in Florida because we're all on sand. And
Yeah, I was kind of curious about the different states. I don't know if they even had walled privies in Florida. I've never seen a video where a privy was dug in Florida.
yeah, it's all sand and it's going to cave in on you. We got another question here from Sam Truckley. How many states have you traveled to in your adventures?
All right, so I've been to Pennsylvania. I've been to New Jersey now, check off the list. I've been to Virginia. I've been to New York. I have been to, did I say West Virginia? I
Ohio?
haven't been to Ohio yet. I've
You
been
gotta go get some
invited.
of that mud hen stuff.
I've been invited to Louisiana. I've been invited to Illinois and Indiana. But those are the places I've been so far. So about 5 or 6 states I've traveled to so far to dig with different groups and guys and friends.
Interesting. Now you said you're digging that deep in the streams. You're digging 5, 6 feet
Yes, sir. Right
so
on the side of the bank usually.
on the side of the bank.
Yeah.
You just walk the streams, also looking for stuff that's just been washed down the stream.
Yeah, just like I was telling you, I'll walk the streams and I'll look for glass shards or bricks or anything that's not natural to the stream. And then once I start finding that kind of stuff, I'll start observing the banks and seeing if there's like any shards of glass sticking out of the clay or anything like that. And usually by the end of the day, I'll find the dump wherever it's coming from.
Yeah,
Sometimes it's like just a one household dump, and sometimes it's a whole town dump that's just massive. Like the one we just found in up near Hagerstown area. It was like 2 football fields long on the side of the riverbank, just huge. But it only goes down about 3 feet
yeah.
in the deepest part that I've found so far there.
Now, when you're doing all that walking and looking, you ever find any Indian artifacts?
I have not. I just recently did find what's called a napping tool, but I wasn't looking for Indian artifacts. I was digging in a bottle dump as well. But when I pulled it out of the ground, I did recognize that it was something special, and I had it checked over. And yeah, it's an old Indian artifact napping tool where they used to make arrowheads or spearheads with it.
Oh,
It's very neat.
yeah, yeah. You just whenever you're digging, you got the opportunity to find something even older.
Yeah, exactly. Because you don't know where they were dumping at. There could have been stuff that happened prior to them dumping in that area. Usually, they repeatedly use the same areas over and over, way back in time. So even though it might be real modern on top, 10, 15 feet down could be Civil War period or even older. I've found open panel stuff and where it's like 1940s, 1950s on the surface.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. So, how about what tools do you use in your bottle digging?
Mainly a shovel. I'll have a big shovel for when I first start out, and basically I'll make stairs. The deeper I go, I'll make stairs going down into it, and then when I get down to where what I call the money layer, which is like the ash layer and all the real nice bottle shards and stuff coming out, then I'll use what I call a privy shovel, which is like a little tiny miniature shovel, and I'll dig with that until I get what I think is a bottle showing, and then I have just a little one finger prong pick that I use to carefully dig around the bottle to where basically it'll fall out in my hand.
Mhm.
So I make sure I don't damage it.
Yeah, don't break it for sure.
And those are my main 3 tools. Shovel, two different size shovels, and my pick. And gloves, of course. I like to use cut resistant gloves because I dig with my hands a lot, especially if I'm into an older age of glass and it's real ashy. I'll dig with my hands, but them glass shards sticking out to get you if you ain't wearing gloves or if you're not wearing proper gloves.
I imagine so, yeah, because there's a lot of it broken.
Oh my gosh, 98% of it's broken.
Yeah.
See, what I found out was a lot of these distillers, dairies, bottlers would actually pay people to go out and break their bottles after they were disposed of so that competitors couldn't get them and reuse them. So you find bottles, you find hundreds of soda bottles, straight side Cokes and everything with just the top of it knocked off where they just smacked them on something, broke the top off of it intentionally before they threw it away.
Interesting. Well, down here in the Florida Sand, we use like a plumbing probe, which is just a T-handle probe,
Uh-huh.
and we'll probe in the sand looking for the trash bits.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I do that here too, but it's tough probing. Same way to find the privies, I use a probe.
Yeah, it's a little easier. Our sand is real easy.
I bet it is, but I mean, it probably feels the same all throughout the whole entire yard too.
Yes, until you hear.
Whereas here, it's like basically concrete throughout the whole entire yard, and then when you find the privy, you fall on your face.
Yeah, I can see
How
that.
do you identify if you, let's say, you're gone to somebody's house, you got a permission? How do you go about just general guess area where the privy would be?
No, it's always in the backyard. And usually, if you have like the original back door, you can go out of that. And what I like to do is I like to probe right outside of that. Usually, they had a walkway. Now, at this point in time, it's a couple feet under the ground, but you can still click off of it with your probe and follow it straight to the privy line. Another good way is if they have a fence in their yard, and it's the original fence anyway, then you can just go around in the corners. Usually both corners will have a privy, and right directly in the middle somewhere on the back of the property line is where you're going to find your privies.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, Sam Truckley wants to know, do you ever find any bottles that are still full?
I have found some bottles that have content still in them. The most unique one I have is this little tiny vial, and it has mercury, liquid mercury in it.
Wow.
And it's heavy. I mean, the little bottle is heavy. It weighs like a pound.
We got a question from Chip. He's asking, do you have a preference on your probe type? What type of probe do you use?
So I get my probes from a website that's called oldwestbottles.com. And they custom make you your probe based on your size and whatever. You tell them what length that you want. And I've never, ever had an issue except with the tips. Around here, there's a lot of rocks and bricks in the soil. So it wears your tips down pretty quick after about half a month to a month, depending on how much you're probing. The only thing you got to do is just get a new tip welded on. But I've never had any problem with the actual probe itself.
Well, some of the folks didn't know what a privy was, so I thought that was kind of funny.
So privy it's an outhouse. It's an old toilet. On the Sanborn maps, it'll be listed as a toilet closet, I think, is TC. If you ever see that on a Sanborn map, toilet closet or closet toilet, that is the privy.
That's the privy.
It's a good way to determine that. But yeah, it's an old outhouse where they used the bathroom before plumbing came about. And it was also very convenient to throw your trash. So they did. They threw their bottles and their dishes and silverware. And sometimes they dropped things in there, their lanterns and jewelry. And all kinds of really cool stuff. Weapons. I found all kinds of neat stuff in privies.
How about onion bottles?
Have not dug any onion bottles yet, Rick, but brother, man, I really want to.
I got one right here. Unfortunately, I didn't dig it. That's a pretty one, isn't it?
Yes, sir. That is a beautiful mallet. Love it.
Yeah, I got.
Like
I didn't dig.
1780s.
Yeah, I didn't dig this one. I got it at a bottle show here in Tampa. It's there. You can see it.
Honey,
Yeah.
sweetie, I need
We need
Georgia.
to fill that up with rum and bring it to the beach.
Yeah, fill it with rum, right? All righty. I thought I saw another question there, but I can't. Oh, this is from Stacy. She says, "Oh, Jeff put it up there too. Has a bottle ever exploded when you removed it from the dirt?"
Yes, it has. I'm sure a lot of you seen that video that Tom Ask Jim has on Below the Plains where that bottle exploded on him. That does happen from the pressure change, the temperature change. We've had bottles sitting up out of the privy hole before and been down in the hole digging, and they will explode like a bomb going off just from the temperature change. So you'll hear me a lot of times when we dig stuff, we'll rebury it. Marbles, nice bottles, stuff like that to keep the cool dirt on it, and we'll gradually move it up in height to where when we're done digging, it's at the top, near the top of the hole, and they usually don't blow up. But yeah, sometimes they just do some strange things.
Yeah, the guy from Below the Plains is pretty cool. He was a guest not too long ago.
I saw that. Yeah, I like Tom. He's a real good guy.
Yeah.
I think they have probably the same kind of soil you guys do, Phil, real sandy. I see him digging with like sticks and stuff a lot. You can't do that here.
No, you got some clay and rock, and you probably got the red clay too, don't you?
Yes, sir. It's tough. Sometimes it's like 2-3 feet thick caps too. I mean, you gotta really pound on that stuff to get it out.
Yeah, it looks like Louis Villarreal says the glass shards fly everywhere. Scary stuff. You got to wear safety glasses too, as well as gloves. Do you wear safety glasses?
I don't wear safety glasses. No, sir.
All righty, cool.
Treasure Maze just joined us. He didn't catch where you were from, Travis.
I'm from Lonaconing, Maryland. Lonaconing, Maryland.
Very cool.
We're doing a prize giveaway tonight soon, aren't we?
Yeah, we're giving.
Very neat. You guys should have seen all the prizes at the Dig It Dude the Gathering. There was like 8 metal detectors, pinpointers, all kinds of little kits that they put together, and even a gold coin they gave out.
We're giving away a prize tonight for sure.
We're giving away 2 of them.
Yes, 2 different winners.
Yeah.
So, do you use any hand digging tools like the Lesh Digger, stuff like this?
I do. I have a Garrett little tiny shovel like that. I have an Excalibur that my wife bought me. I've got one of them grave digger shovels. Got a couple different variations of the metal detecting stuff.
Well, that Excalibur is good. I tell you what, I got it here. Just give me a second. Now I can't find it. Dang.
I love the Excalibur, brother, man. That thing is a beast.
Yes, it is. It is. Now somebody must have stole it.
Uh-oh.
Is it like this one?
No, here it is.
Yeah, it's exactly like that one.
This is my new one from Excalibur.
Nice.
That's the Blue Spade Society blue handle and the chrome blade. This is his new heat treatment. And this is the Treasure Talk color. So if you want to order one from Excalibur Shovels or from Phil, ask for the Treasure Talk colors. And it comes in, you can get your Merlin shovel in the Treasure Talk colors as well.
That's pretty, Jeff.
That is real pretty. I like that. Treasure Talk colors.
Yes, sir. And check out them Merlins.
Yes, they're cool shovels. And I don't think I have that color in stock, but now we're starting to see for us, we're starting to get in another month or so, the weather start cooling down a little bit. We'll get into the dirt digging season for us. Now,
Yeah, it's got to be cool for me because I'm not going to get out there when it's 95, 98 degrees.
yeah, at 100% humidity, I'm not doing it either.
In November, and usually we start in November.
Did we lose you?
No, I'm still here. My son's plugging in the charger for me. It's going to be a little dim for a minute.
Okay, no worries.
There we go. We're back.
There you go. Whoa, yeah, you are. You bright now.
Yeah.
Well, let's do a giveaway, Philip.
Yeah, let's do that while I'm asking some questions here.
Thank
So,
you, son. Yes.
do you
got it.
have problems? When does the ground freeze for you, or you can't do it?
Not usually until late November. It starts getting super, super hard. So what I like to do is when fall gets here and the foliage starts dying off, I'm out exploring every day looking for new spots. And usually if I find a spot, I'll dig a hole deep enough down to where when it does freeze, I'll still be able to dig it below the permafrost. It's still soft enough to continue digging. And actually, you can tunnel a long way in the wintertime digging and don't have to worry about any collapses.
Oh,
Everything over top of you is frozen solid. So, I mean, it's really neat.
does it compact a little better when it's frozen or freezing?
Oh, my gosh. Yeah, it does.
Just makes it harder.
If you don't have a hole dug and you try to dig through that stuff, you got to have pickaxes and all kinds of big tools, machinery and stuff. But I mean, you can do it, but it's tough.
I guess they don't like you using dynamite and stuff, do they?
I don't know if you can figure that one out with the bottles, brother, man. Let me know.
I hear you. Well, I tell you what, we need to do some giveaways here.
Let's do that. Yes, for
So
sure.
how it usually works and always works is, number one, you have to be a member of Treasure Talk, whether you're on Treasure Talk Facebook, that group, or your Treasure Talk YouTube. If you're not a member and you want to join on Facebook, just find us there. We'll get you approved if you answer the questions and agree to the rules. And on YouTube, you have to subscribe to the channel, mash the little bell, ask for all notifications, and then send me an email at treasuretalkshow@gmail.com letting me know that you're a new subscriber. I can go and make sure everything's okay. Every week, I will put up a giveaway video. If you are a member, you just watch that video and you enter on that video using a phrase that I tell you to use. Now, number one, you have to be a member. Number two, you have to be tuned in to win. Once I call your name, and only if I call your name, you'll have 3 minutes to text me my phone number right there on the screen with your name and you are here. Just don't say, hey, I'm here, because I don't have any idea who you are unless you put your name down. So you have to use your name and that you are here. You have 3 minutes to do so after your name is called if you are the lucky one. And I take all the comments from YouTube and Facebook. I put them in my random name picker and I pick the winners and alternates. So tonight I'm going to call 2 names. One name, the first name is going to be for the Fisher F Pulse pinpointer. And all the winners are going to get the coveted, very much so, coveted Myers towel. I mean, this is coveted worldwide, so you're going to get one of those as well. So the first winner will be for the F Pulse, and the second winner will be for the Motley grass knife. And I think you got one of those Motley grass knives to hold up too, don't you, Philip? There you go. So I'm getting ready. Get ready. You have 3 minutes to text me with your name and you are here. The first winner for the F Pulse pinpointer is Jim Bacorn. And for the grass knife, it is Chief Digger. So you got 3 minutes to get up with me. All right, Phil, you're talking, but you're not making any noise, dude.
Oh, sorry about that. I hit a button. Jocelyn said she could hear me, but Stacy R is asking you, is there a good resource on the internet for bottle pics and info?
For bottle pictures?
Yes, and info. Resource.
My main source that I use right now is Facebook. I'm probably on 300 different Facebook groups, collectors groups, and they post everything that you could imagine. There's every age collector, every age of glass collector group on there. There's marbles, there's depression glass, there's uranium glass, there's the old Ponel stuff, there's the ACL bottles and stuff. And then Google is always your best friend for figuring out any information that has been documented anyway.
Yeah, I would imagine I'm on a bunch of different bottle groups here in Florida, but I'm in a Florida Bottle Detect or Bottle Collecting Club and Facebook group. So I imagine there's ones in your area in Maryland just for your particular area that you could get a lot of info from.
Yeah, there is, and there should be something like that for all you guys as areas. If
For
you're
every
looking
state
for
in the
something
country
like
that because there's people who collect bottles from and every type of bottle, milk bottle, pharmacy bottles. I collect Tampa pharmacy bottles. So,
Nice.
Empty ones, Phil. Empty ones.
oh yeah, empty ones.
I figure I better put that proviso out there.
Yes.
Yeah,
But,
I understand.
I don't want anybody to think that you're, a
yes, I
juicer,
also collect Key West bottles. So I collect those, and some of them can be pretty pricey. So did we get our winners, Jeff?
Yep, we did. We got them both.
Nice.
So what they need to do is they need to send to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com, name, address, phone number, and you will receive your F-Pulse pinpointer. Jim McCorn and Chief Digger, you will receive your grass knife, and you both will receive the coveted Myers towel. So the sooner you do it, the sooner I get it forwarded out, and the sooner you get your goodies.
Yes, absolutely. So congratulations, those fine folks. Because I think here on Facebook we've got at least 5,000-6,000 people on the group, and then on the YouTube channel, I think there's 2,000-3,000 in there, Jeff.
Yeah, something like that. We got a lot.
Yeah, so we
All
appreciate
other groups that watch.
Yeah, bud. Come here.
So what did you say your most expensive bottle you found was?
That same bottle, that Ravenna, Ohio fruit jar, probably would be my most expensive or most valuable. I didn't sell it though. I still have it.
You kept it. You couldn't let it go.
Yeah, there's some things that I'll probably never see again, so I got to keep them around. I'm trying to one day have my own museum.
Oh, that's cool.
Oh, that'll be cool. We have some other friends from Ohio that say they're not very far from Ravenna, Ohio.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I don't know if they ever hunt in that area or do any digging over in that area. I think Kathy McCorn, Sam Truckley, a few of those people, Tom Becker. I think they're all pretty close to Ravenna, Ohio.
I think they're in Kent. Some of them are in Kent, Ohio.
And so I don't know where they're all at.
Yeah, I just remember some of the names when I ship stuff out to them. Detector gear.
Yeah.
I can remember some of the names. So you're using the Naka. Which model was it?
The Impact Pro.
Impact Pro. And how long have you had
I've
that?
never seen any other body with one here in the States. What was that?
Joe Vizzi says Phil's shop is a museum.
Yes, Phil, even I can't tell you what, Phil's got the most wonderful metal detecting shop in the world, and he even sells little Zazich.
Yes. And I'd like to get some of Joe's Italian wine too.
Yes.
Joe works with me on Saturdays, and we have a good time in here on Saturdays because we're normally busy on Saturdays selling gear and getting people started metal detecting. And
I get to see Big Poppy when I'm down there on the 11th.
Somebody commented, I use my
F. I got some honey for him.
I use Martin Bishop says I use my F-Pulse and it's a good tool I like it a lot. That F-Pulse pinpointer actually is a good product. It's it's it works good in salt water too because it's a pulse. It's not going to be affected by the salt mineralization. So that was Martin Bishop saying that. Yeah, it is a good product for sure.
Yes, indeed.
All
Yes,
righty. So
indeed. So I had a question. Now I can't remember. I'm old.
you're getting like me, for sure.
Uh, yeah, I'm getting real old. I can't hardly stand the pressure, I tell you. Um, so you dig at least 3 or 4 days a week, right, Travis?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And do you ever get skunked?
Oh my gosh, yes. Most of the time, brother, man.
I, I I get skunked a lot too, so now I don't feel so bad.
Most of the time. Yeah, it takes me, 4 days of digging and footage to come up with like 30, 45 minutes of decent content for my videos.
Right,
Right.
right. And
And it's
it's
not
really
that I'm
bad
not
though when
digging
you
bottles.
you're
It's
digging,
just,
right, and you see this bottle.
Some people didn't know what that
When you dig
pinpoint
a
was.
bottle and then you see the back end of it, and it's one you really, really want, and you're working it real slow to get it out, and then right at the top, it's damaged.
I know, man. You're like, oh gosh.
Yeah.
Or it's got like a little flea bite on it. It's a bummer for sure. So,
It is, but it's all history to me.
oh, it is. So I'll take
I'll
I'll
break
take a
that
flea
one.
bite. It doesn't matter
Says
to me.
Lona coning on it, Trav.
So Travis,
Here,
go
here's
ahead.
one I just pulled out of the privy, guys. Can you see that?
Well, that's cool. What is that? Liquor bottle or a what?
That's a whiskey bottle. It's a historical flask. It's called a double sheaf of wheat. It's actually got Masonic ties to it.
Hmm. Does this have a distiller's name?
No, it does not. It's got a smooth base, hinge mold design, which is like 1860s, 1870s.
How deep was that?
That was about 4 feet down. It was a small wood liner, and it was smashed right into the side wall. And that was the only full bottle in the entire privy.
Huh. Well, it was a good one.
It was a good one, yes,
So
sir.
what kind of value does that have?
That one probably about $300-400.
Oh, no kidding. Are you putting that one on your auction?
No, sir.
Okay.
That one's staying in the private collection. I've only dug 2 historical flasks ever, so I'm gonna keep that one. It'll be in my museum one day.
Well,
Okay.
they're very rare to come out in perfect condition, aren't they?
What? It says Joseph Ballman, Lona County, Maryland on it, buddy. It's got a slug plate around it. It's right on that same shelf. No.
So you're teaching your children bottles for sure. I hear you.
I am. Come here for a minute, buddy. This is Trav Jr. He goes on adventures with me and also metal detecting.
Okay. Cool.
Cool. He
He
likes
has his
digging.
own YouTube channel as well.
Awesome.
Very cool.
What's
Very
this channel?
What's your channel name, buddy?
Yes, I
He's
looked
got
at
to look real quick, he said.
Well, Travis, I wanted to thank you for coming on here because that hour has gone by super fast.
I know, I see that. It just ripped by.
Yes, it did. And you have an invitation from the Dig Stock 5 in Ohio to go over and hunt in Ohio.
Oh, thank you so much, Sam. That's awesome of you.
But they'll get over and send you a comment or something on your YouTube video because your email is on your video. If y'all want to invite Travis over to dig and show you how to dig privies and different things, send him an email. It's on right there and on his, and he'll give it to you right now. So get up with him and you never know. Y'all might get together and have some fun.
Yes, sir. Also on Facebook, Crik Diggers Mafia. Check it out.
Crik Diggers Mafia on Facebook.
Heck
Yes,
yeah.
sir.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
appreciate you guys having me so much.
yeah, we thank you, and it looks like our guests like you too. Joe Vizzi said, "Great guest, folks tonight. Very informative. Thanks."
And
Hey,
a lot of
appreciate
people have
all of
already
you.
subscribed.
Yeah.
Have a great rest of your week, guys.
All right. Well,
Thanks, Travis. Good to see you.
Thank you so much. See you back.
Everybody, remember, there's going to be no show next week on Labor Day because we're taking the night off and we're getting ready to hopefully we won't be doing so much cleanup from the hurricane. And I hope Phil doesn't get much damage down there, and I hope I don't get any damage down there.
I hope
So
no.
stay safe, Philip,
Absolutely. You too, Jeff.
and pad that onion bottle. I don't want nothing to happen to that.
For sure.
You know.
All right, Jeff. Thank you. Thank you, Johnson. Thank you, Travis. And thank you to all our many members of Treasure Dog.
Yes, indeedy. Thanks,
Thank you,
everybody.
Bill and Jeff.
Thanks, Travis. Good to see you. Trav Jr., tell your wife she done good.
I will. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everybody. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Dig deeper, my friends.
See you back.